All right, everybody, let's get ready. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get started. I'm going to go ahead and start my recording. And so we can get this going. Give me a second. Mute the sound out. There we go. Go ahead and do my recording. All right, good morning, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS, the District Learning Centers, and the National Dispatch Network. And the time now is 9:16 a.m. So it's time for us to do the load board report. Load board report is a daily, weekly broadcast that we do live on YouTube, showing everyone what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. So if you need a load this morning, give us a call, 866-973-6445. If you need a load, 866-973-6445. Be prepared to give us your DOT and MC number, because brokers do not like to even start conversations without that DOT number, because they got to check your credentials real quick. They got to run that check, run that security check, make sure that you are okay to run those loads. If you're not okay to run those loads, or if they don't have you in their system, they're going to probably send us a link for you to go and fill out a carrier broker agreement. Okay, so you got to have that carrier broker agreement completed with them before they will let you run their loads. But if you need a load this morning, if you're an owner operator, a lease owner operator who can run your own loads, or if you're a dispatcher, give me a call this morning, 866-973-6445. Let us know your carrier's name, your DOT or MC number, and also let us know what type of trucking trailer you have and where you are located, and we will try and find you some freight this morning for free. That's what we do on the load board report. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and share my screen and let's get started. As always, we are broadcasting live on YouTube. As you all can see here, we are live on YouTube. Right now, we have about 6 people watching, and we have 1 checked in, Alicia Also Fly. Good morning to you. Thank you for checking in early this morning. Glad to see you this morning. All right, let's go ahead on and jump over here to let y'all know who we're being sponsored by. Of course, we are always being sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. Okay, we are a actual vocational school here in Tallahassee that offers course training in dispatch for dispatch agents and freight broker for freight broker agents. What makes our vocational school so unique is that we have guaranteed career placement offers from bonded logistics brokerage firms and state licensed dispatch firms after successful course completion. So there you have it. All right. We're also co-sponsored by our online training platform, which is co-sponsored by the National Dispatchers Network. Training in the convenience of your home. Our online platform will train you to earn $100K plus from home, dispatching or brokering freight. Provide the online network, tools, resources, and training to ensure your success. You'll get access to more than 100 load books. You'll get access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos. You'll get access to more than 19 million direct shippers. You're going to get access to every registered owner operator in the United States. You're going to get access to our live training, which we have every Thursday night for dispatchers and every Saturday morning for freight brokers. You're also going to get access to our logistics library, which has every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking. And you get access to our 2 private networks of more than 2,967 industry professionals. This is where you all come together and talk to each other, help each other to understand the industry, help each other to understand the system. You help each other to make money. You're there to network with each other. Those two private groups are both, one is on Facebook and one is on Clubhouse. So we have a Facebook private group and we have a Clubhouse private group that you can join. In the Clubhouse one, you all actually get to go in and have conversations, live conversations with each other and talk about the industry and talk about what's concerning you and get help from each other. Of course, you also are going to have access to myself and our team. That's right. That's right. You heard me. You heard me right. We now have a team of RBBS Logistics Learning Centers trainers, mentors, YouTube channels, networks, training platforms. So when you join the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, you're going to get access not just to myself, but you're going to have access to our entire network of trainers, mentors, instructors, training platforms, YouTube content, free YouTube content, by the way. Let's not forget that. Remember, all of our videos are free on YouTube. So you're going to get access to all of that, and you get all that on the low for as little right now. It's still as little as $349.95 plus tax on your enrollment, and your monthly subscription fee is $39.95 plus tax. Now, we also now accept Afterpay. Pay over 6 weeks, make the first payment up front, and the rest over time. Always interest-free when you pay it in full. Look for the Afterpay option at checkout. Now, if it's your first time using Afterpay, they're probably going to restrict you and tell you that it's too much money because it's your first time. If you've never used Afterpay before, I think they restrict you to $100 if you've never done it before. But once you've gotten on and done something with Afterpay a couple of times and have an account with them, they usually allow you to stretch something out that's up to $1,000 out into 4 or 6 weeks payments. Now, notice I said that the price is still $349.95. That means that price is going up because the RBBS Logistics Learning Center is expanding. Yes, sir, we are expanding. We have this new RBBS Logistics Learning Center is you all are going to be turning flips. And we're going to talk about that a little bit after the logo report, but we are now going to be able to have in-house freight, okay, because we are partnering with, right now we're partnering with 2 brokerage firms. We are partnering with 2 brokerage firms, and that's through our consulting, RBBS LLC Consulting. We now have a program where if you are a new brokerage firm, and you need help scaling your business, you need help reaching that profitability mark, you need help getting to 2.5 million in your first year. In our 5-year plan is to get you to 20 to 40 million per year, and the 10-year plan is to get you to $500 million in revenue per year. If you need help doing that, you can contract our consulting firm, the RBBS LLC Consulting, and we will come in, evaluate your brokerage firm, evaluate your business. We will set you up the way you should be set up in order to scale your business and reach profitability real quickly, and so you can compete with the big brokerage firms out there. Because look, about 90% of all first-year independent brokers go out of business their first year. Okay, because frankly, most of y'all don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to navigate this side of the industry. Broker is not like dispatch. Broker is a lot more involved. It's going to take a lot to survive and compete with the TQLs and the CH Robinsons and the Landstars and the, all those mega brokerage firms that are turning 12 billion a year, 6 billion a year, 4 billion a year, and 3 billion a year in revenue. Okay, it is very difficult for these small upstart brokerage firms to compete. Well, we're going to show you how to set your company up, which means we're going to set your company up so that it can be competitive, so that you can retain more than 67% of your brokerage fees after paying all of your people, after paying us, after paying everybody. Okay, that's almost unheard of in a brokerage firm. Okay, because most brokerage firms, they start up and they're paying their people, the broker agents. The brokerage agents are getting anywhere from 50 to 60, in some cases 70% of the brokerage fee. Why? Because they're doing most of the work. They're doing all the work, really. So And those brokerage firms that pay their brokers on a very small scale, only pay them 30% or 20%, those brokerage firms don't last very long. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to keep good people like that. We're going to show you how to pay your people on average anywhere from $180,000 per year to $280,000 per year, and still retain 67%, 67 to 68% of your brokerage fee, and get you to $2.5, $3, $4 million your very first year as a broker. And by your 5th year, we're going to have you between 20 and 40 million a year. And by your 10th year, we're going to have you at that 500 million plus, $500 million a year or better. Okay. So if you want to know more about that, give us a call. You're going to start seeing some advertising on that. You're going to start seeing some promotional material that we're going to be putting out on that. And my partner in that side of the business is Mr. Darren Stevens, none other than Mr. Darren Stevens, the auto haul guru himself. He started as one of my students, quickly became my top student, quickly became, the expert at auto hauling. It took what I taught him and took it even further. He knows more about auto hauling than I do, and I taught him how to do it. So, and it advanced from that and quickly became my partner. He's also one of the owners of the RBBS Distance Learning Centers. So yeah, he is someone to watch, someone to learn from. And when he starts his YouTube channel platform, I want to invite everyone to go over and subscribe to his YouTube channel, as well as I want everyone to go and subscribe to Miss Jean Williams' YouTube channel, Miss Barbara Caldwell's YouTube channel, Miss Tasha Washington when she gets her YouTube channel, and our 2 new RBBS Distance Learning Center owners over at Methodist Logistics is a brokerage firm, and they're going to be doing intermodal freight. This gentleman over there, he's getting his own cargo ship. That's right, you're right. He's getting his own cargo ship, and we are partnering with them, and we're going to have access to a lot of intermodal freight. We're going to have a lot of access to in-house freight, some much more dedicated lanes. So now our network, instead of having to pull straight from the load board, they'll also be able to pull straight from our direct in-house freight. Okay, and that's great for carriers. That's great for you carriers out there, because now instead of you going to the load board searching for loads every day, if you contract with one of our brokerage firms that we're partnering with, you're going to have access to freight that you can go and pick up at the same place every day and deliver out to some of the same places every day. That's how you want to do it. All right. So that's what we got coming on with the RBBS Learning Center. Let me get back over here and check in with my my people on YouTube here real quick, see who we got that's doing this so far. Lisa Jeanette, hey, good morning. I'm excited and planning on paying for my dispatch training tomorrow. But I'm excited for you, and we are excited to have you in our training platform. So we look forward to seeing you, Lisa, in our training platform. Good luck to you, and get on board, because we got a lot of great things going on, and now is the time to do it, because our price is going up. Because one of our new partners, the owner of that cargo ship and the freight brokerage firm, the intermodal freight broker firm, they're getting us approved, because he already has the government approval for government funding for these types of programs. I think he used to work with the U.S. Grant Department. I think he used to be an underwriter with that department. So he has the inside track. He's going to get us approved with all of that, with the grants that will pay for people to attend our vocational school and our online training. Going to get us set up with the VA, both rehab, Chapter 31 programs, the federal correction system programs that send their nonviolent offenders to vocational schools, and they pay for it. HUD, housing, food stamp recipients, welfare, unemployment, job source one, job resource one, job source one, and job plus one, and career source one. What's another one? Oh, there's so many different programs. They got programs for minority business owners where the federal government will pay not only to send you to these vocational schools, but they'll pay for all your equipment and your office space. So they will actually pay your lease on your office space. So he's going to get us set up with all that. And once we are set up with that, the price, the entry price has got to go up. It's got to go, because we're offering more. We're offering more trainers, more of everything. So we're becoming a network of trainers and mentors and platforms. So the prices got to go up. So our vocational school price is going to remain the same. $7,500 is the tuition to attend our vocational school on site. The 2 weeks training here, guaranteed career replacement afterwards. But our online training is going to go from $349.95 to the entry level of $2,400, and that's going to be for those people who get qualified for the government programs and the grants and things like that. if by the off chance we can't get you qualified and you don't qualify at any of the government programs, your price point is going to be coming in at about $1,000, $999.95. And we have lenders, private lenders and personal loan lenders who are set up. You can go to and you can submit your application, and you can get a loan to pay for those, to pay for your education with our online training. So you get a loan to do that, and then you just pay them back. We're also going to have a payment plan that allows you to pay it in 4 weekly or 4 to 6 weekly installments. Okay, that's going to be an in-house payment plan that we're going to have. In other words, we will create a reoccurring invoice, and when we send that to you, you're going to be required to click Save My Card for auto pay, so that we automatically draft that off your card every week to make sure that gets paid. And then, once that's done, then you can go to paying just a regular $39.95 per month, because that's not going to change. Monthly subscription is not going to change. Just the enrollment fee is going to change. So for those of you who are looking to sign on to a great training platform, an expanding training platform, a platform that's taught by experienced people who are qualified to train you, now's the time to get in, because the price is going up once we get all those government approvals, and then it's going to be a whole new day. It's like, anybody ever watched The Wiz? When the Wicked Witch died, it's a brand new day. It's gonna be a brand new day. So that's what it's like. It's a brand new day here at the RBBS Magicians Learning Center. All right, enough clowning around. Let's go ahead and get to this load board report. Let's see what we got here. We got 8 people watching now. We got 3 checked in. Dwayne Fletcher, good morning from VA, Virginia. Thank you, Dwayne, for checking in. We appreciate you. We love all of you all. Thank you. Got him checking in. All right, let's go ahead and get to this load board report. As always, our load board report coming to us from Direct Freight. That's our go-to load board, one of the load boards we give our students and our members access to. They don't have to, remember, our members and students don't pay for load board. They pay us that $39.95 per month, and we give them access to more than 100 load boards, because we have group access. So there you have it. So let's go ahead and get on with the load board report and see what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. In Washington State this morning, we have 707 loads. In Idaho, looks like we have 363 loads. In Oregon, we're looking at 491 loads this morning. In the state of Nevada, they're checking in with 158 loads. California checks in with 1,069 loads this morning. Arizona comes to us with 292 loads this morning. Utah is reporting in with 378 loads. Wyoming has 78 loads. Montana has 122 loads this morning. North Dakota has checked in with 74 loads. South Dakota is beating out their little brother by the tune of 141 loads. Nebraska is checked in with 175 loads this morning. Kansas has checked in with 274 loads. Colorado checking in at 288. We have Oklahoma is checking in with 162 this morning, 162 loads this morning. New Mexico is checking in with 151 loads. Arizona 292. If I didn't mention it, Texas, the big state of Texas, always has a good load count, checking in with 1,720 loads this morning. We're going to pop over here to Louisiana. Ooh, I mean, that's that Cajun food, them beignets in the morning, them po' boys, crabs and all that good stuff. They're checking in with 325 loads this morning. We have Arkansas checking in with 705 loads this morning. Missouri, the show me state, they are showing us 414 loads this morning. Iowa comes in with an even 300. Minnesota checks in with 421 this morning. Wisconsin is checking in with 622 loads this morning. Illinois always has some good load count there too. They're checking in with 1,063 loads this morning. Jumping down here to Tennessee, we have 456 loads. Mississippi, that MISSISSI crooked letter, you know how that goes. We're looking at 461 loads this morning. Alabama coming in with some good load count. Alabama and Georgia have always been coming in with some good load count. 1,082 loads this morning in Alabama. As far as Gump would say, Alabama. Georgia, we're checking in with 1,174 loads. Down here in the sunny state of Florida, we're looking at 615 loads this morning. South Carolina checked in with 527 loads. North Carolina checked in at 596 loads. Kentucky, in case we didn't mention it, is checked in with 369 loads. Virginia, I don't know if y'all ever watched John Carter, but Virginia is checked in with 478. That joke kind of goes over y'all head if you've never seen the movie John Carter by Disney. It's a great movie. West Virginia is checked in at 125 loads this morning. Indiana, 696 loads. Ohio checks in at 819 loads this morning. Michigan, 485 loads. Let's jump over here up to the corner here in Maine. There's 94 loads. New Hampshire has 17 loads. Vermont is checking in with 41 loads. Massachusetts is checked in with 267 loads. Rhode Island has checked in this morning with 10 loads. We just got to update. It was 12, but now it's 10. 2 loads we just got to take it. New York comes in to us with 435 loads. Connecticut drops in with 71 loads. Pennsylvania drops in with 978 loads. New Jersey, the little brother or sister to New York, checks in with 451 loads. Delaware, 24 loads this morning. Maryland checks in with 366 loads. And we look up here in the super trucker state of Alaska. On this load board this morning, they're showing us just 2 loads. Now, there you have it. That is the load board report. That's a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. Remember, if you have carriers, if you are a dispatcher or if you are a carrier yourself, and you're up here in these states up here where it's hard to find freight this morning, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, anything up in here, it's going to be difficult finding freight because it's such a low freight count. Now, I want to give y'all those predictions. As y'all know, I like to analyze the market and what's going on. I look at what's going on in the geopolitical, realm of the world. And whether you all know it or not, politics and world interactions and things that are going on around the world when it comes to economics and politics and jobs and things like that, it affects the movement of freight. It affects the freight count. It affects the freight prices. Now, as you all know, we are on the verge of a train strike, a rail strike. Okay, the conductors, we're on the verge of a conductor strike. Now, in case y'all didn't know, okay, trains, the rail system supplies about 40 to 42% of the freight. Okay, they carry about 40 to 42% of the freight. Okay, that's a big percentage. Because airlines carry about 10%, and the trucking industry carries the rest. Okay, the trucking industry accounts for about 50% of the freight. So yes, the trucking industry by far is moving most of the freight. But here's what's happening. If they don't reach an agreement with the union by Friday, tomorrow, we're less than 24 hours away, then they are going on strike. If they go on strike, that is going to cost this country about $2 billion per day in lost revenue. So where is all that freight going to switch to get moved if they do go on strike? Now, a strike is not good for the country. It's not good for the economy, But on the upside of it, it will be good for the trucking industry. Temporarily, short term. Now, let's go to YouTube and see what y'all's reaction is to this. It will be good for the trucking industry temporarily, short term. Now, those of you who are watching me live on YouTube, go ahead and weigh in and let me know what you think about this in my prediction. But it will be good for the trucking industry short term because all that freight, okay, that $2 billion worth of freight per day, all that freight that was normally be on the rail system, they're going to have to reallocate it out to for shippers to move it through what? The trucking system. Okay, move it on trucks, which means what's going to happen? The freight count is going to go up because we already have a huge shortage of carriers that need to run freight. So when you dump that much temporary freight into the system again, in order to entice truckers to grab that freight, guess what's going to happen? Y'all going to see the rate started going up. You all are going to see for a short period of time, if the strike happens, you're going to see this load count. Like y'all see here, these low load counts you're having now, you're going to see these load counts jump back up. You're going to start seeing stuff like Texas is going to have like 3,000 to 4,000 to 6,000 loads. Florida's going to jump up to about 1,500 to 3,000 loads. Alabama's going to jump up to about 5,000 loads. Georgia, 5,000 loads. All these areas right here are going to jump up in freight count. It's going to almost triple, if not quadruple, in freight count. Okay? But don't get too excited about that because it's not going to last very long. We're already starting to see some of the effects of it with some shippers, and because some of the train lines have already started to shut down. So you start to see some of the effects on it. Like this time in the morning, you normally don't see this much freight in Texas or in Alabama, in Georgia, and places like that. You're starting to see more of it now. It's starting to creep back up. But that's because of this looming strike that they have out there that may or may not happen. But they've got 24 hours to come to some type of, agreement to avoid that strike. But if that strike is not avoided, you're going to see a huge uptick in the freight count and in the load fee. So there's a good and bad to everything. There's a flip side of everything. Yin and yang. The world is, philosophers say the world is controlled and predicates on the yin and the yang. Where everything that happens positively, there's an equal to a negative reaction to it that happens the other way. So that's the good and bad of what's about to happen if it does happen, if they cannot come to an agreement and avoid that strike. But that's my prediction right there. So I'm giving y'all another little insight as to how this industry works and everything. All right. Real quickly here. Remember, if you need a load, give me a call, 866-973-6445. 866-973-6445. I'll try to go and find some freight. We'll contact the broker and all that type of stuff and see what he got to say about that freight and see if we can get you on that load. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna do a quick load search here. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on load searches if we don't have any calls coming in. I'm gonna do a quick load search. And we're gonna go up here and check out Georgia and Alabama. Why? Because how low count up there today. Let's check out Georgia this morning. See what Georgia got going on. Georgia. All right, I know y'all don't like my singing, but I don't care. I like it. I got this acoustic room here, like singing in the bathroom. I know I sound good. All right. All right. Now, as always, we always look at estimated rate per mile. We don't really look at pay rate because that's deceiving. So we're going to look at estimated rate per mile and see what's going on with the freight rates in Georgia this morning. We got a lot of good load count. So what we're looking for, we're looking to see what the rates are, and we're looking to see if we can find any dedicated runs, because we like short dedicated runs or mid-range type dedicated type runs. And from the first glance, we do look like we have some dedicated runs on here, because I'm seeing stuff that's leaving on the 15th, 16th, and then on the 19th, but starting back up on like Monday. So yeah, I'm looking at some stuff like that. When I look and see stuff, like I have a starting point and I have a destination point that's exactly the same, and I look over here and I see the corresponding dates, that tells me that is a dedicated, or what we call a semi-dedicated run. Wow, because we have this load right here that is leaving from Blackshear, Georgia, going to Green Cove Springs, Florida. It's a 109-mile run. It is a flatbed. It must be tarred. Okay, it's 48,000 pounds, and it's paying $644, $5.91. It does leave on the 15th, today. It leaves on tomorrow, the 16th. And then it picks back up on Monday and leaves on the 19th and probably just repeats and starts the same thing all back over again. So that is one dedicated run right there. And that's being offered by Shipping Connections Incorporated. The number is 866-271-2070. That's the number on that one. Just checking in. All right. So that's their number. That's that load right there. There's more dedicated freight here. There's looks like there's some stuff that's going from Dudley to Thomason, Dudley, Georgia to Thomason, Georgia, 104 trip miles. Okay, good mid-range, enough time for you to run a load, and then grab a load and come back. You know, get your load coming back and be ready to run the next day, or run a load, grab a load, run someone else, and then run back and be ready to run the next day. So you can actually do 3 loads if you keep them just shy of 150 miles each. You can do it. You can do it. If they average out to less than 150 miles each, you can do them 3 loads and be back to where you started from and do it all over again the next day. That's how I like to run. That's how I like to dispatch freight. Okay. When I was a brokerage firm, I used to like setting up runs like that with the shippers, because that's going to benefit your carriers, it's going to benefit you as dispatchers, and it's going to benefit you as a broker. All right. So we got Dudley to Thompson, and that is a flatbed, full load, 48,000 pounds. And it looks like that load leaves on the 15th, 16th, and then picks back up on the 19th again. So that's another dedicated run. And then you come down here, you got Savannah to Folkestone, which is a 119-mile run, which is still doable, very doable. You can do 3 loads like that. You do a load, find another load going somewhere else, and then possibly find a load going back to Savannah. You can do that also too, as long as you keep them each under about 150 miles each. You can keep them under average, no more than 150 miles each. You can make those happen. All right. So looking at that load is also a flatbed. Some parts of it is a flatbed step deck. They got one that doesn't require a step deck, but for the most part, it's a flatbed step deck. Looks like you got 2 of those runs require you to have a step deck. One of them do not, and the only reason why the other one does not, it may still require you to have a step deck because the other one is offered by another brokerage firm. Okay, and you see here, it's offered by a different brokerage firm, and they do run on the 15th and 16th. They run on the 15th and 16th, and I'm pretty sure it'll pick back up on Monday and start back running on the 19th. So that's Savannah to Folkestone. And then you got Riceboro, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida, another step deck. And that's a dedicated, it runs today and tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure it's going to pick back up on Monday. And then there's another one, Savannah to Vermillion. Then there's another one, Savannah to St. Augustine. This is actually pretty good. The Savannah to St. Augustine, you got just enough time to run that low and then run back and get you and get back to your starting point. So that's going to be a 2 run. If you can run it out and then run it and find a load that runs back, it pays pretty good money. It pays $800 going out. It's 183 miles. You can run 2 of those runs. That's going to put you just under 400 miles. The average driver can do 400, 500 miles. Most drivers don't drive more than 500 miles per day. But the average driver can drive 450 to 550 miles. Now, a good driver can do 600, 650 miles, but that's very few. You can probably count the drivers on your hands and toes before you can find drivers that's going to run that 600 to 650 miles consistent. Now, it can be done. I know because I did it. Because I was out there to make money. So I was driving consistently 600 to 650 miles, unless I was in the mountains and had heavy weight, because that affects how fast you can go, how quickly you can traverse those mountains and things of that nature. When you're coming down those hills, you got to slow it down. You got to slow it down, come down the hills. But if you don't, you ain't gonna be coming down the hills. You're going off the hill, and that's gonna be the end of the story. So, you can make those runs like that if you know what you're doing. Now, a lot of dedicated freight, lots of dedicated freight out there, as you all can see. I like dedicated freight. I love dedicated freight. Dedicated freight offers you the opportunity to set up, if you're able to call those brokers and arrange your pickup time to correspond with what you need to do in order for you to run all three of those loads. Now, that's the key. The key is talking with your brokers and having a conversation with the broker, you, and the shipper, both the receiving and the pickup point. Because sometimes the shippers can throw a monkey wrench into your dedicated plans. Because shippers have sometimes, not most of the time, some shippers have specific schedules of time that you can pick that freight up. Like you gotta be there at 7 a.m., no later than 8 a.m. You got a very small window, 7 to 8 a.m., okay? You can't get in before 7 a.m. They won't let you in before, so if you're early, that ain't gonna give you no brownie points. But if you late, if you after that 8 a.m. and you late, you're not getting in until the next day. So make sure you work out your logistics. So it requires a little bit of work on your part in setting up the dedicated lanes from the load boards. It requires some work and some know-how on how to communicate with your broker, communicate with the shippers, make sure the brokers are communicating with the shippers. You gotta have that line of communication there in order to make these things happen. It can be done. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Most of my carriers are on dedicated. Well, I take that back. About 35 to 40% of my carriers are on dedicated. Okay, I used to have up to about 60% of my carriers, 60% of my carriers were on dedicated during the pandemic years, this last 3 years. Why? Because the load count was so high and the freight was so good. Dedicated everywhere. But now that the freight is starting to come back down to a normal, thing, I've had some dedicated that came to an end, and I'm currently repositioning carriers. Now, that's why this partnership with the brokerage firm is going to be so beneficial to RBBS dispatching and our national dispatching network, because having that influx of in-house freight, that's like having your own private load boards. Having that influx of in-house freight that we can now funnel to our carriers and our network of dispatchers and their carriers, things like that. That's going to be so beneficial to us in our profitability and in satisfying our carriers and keeping them happy and paid. All right. So as y'all can see, that's what's going on in Georgia. And this freight is looking good in Georgia, man. Looking good. I'm still going down the load board, and freight is still, looks like it's well above $3 per mile. We got drive-in freight. We got reefer freight. We got all types of dedicated. Here's a reefer dedicated. Bloomingdale, Georgia to Arcadia, Florida. It's going 389 miles and it's paying $1,300. My. Yes, you got time enough to run that out, run back, shut down, and be ready to pick it up again the next day. But you gotta be quick about it. You gotta be quick about it. You gotta be quick about it. And you gotta drive. You can't be stopping here, stopping there, get something to eat here, watch this, do some sightseeing. You gotta run that 650 miles. Yeah, you gotta run it to the door. Run it to the door. Okay. It can be done. Why? Because it's flat lane. It's flat lane. Georgia to Florida. Flat lane. It can be done. Okay. No hills, no mountains. Georgia to Florida. All right. Some more reefer dedicated. Looks like some of the same loads. Picking up next week. Yes, sir. Picking up next week. Picking up on the 17th. Looks like the 19th. Well, they have these spaced out 2 days between. So what they're doing is they're giving you time to go and come back comfortably. So it's like you leave on the 17th, then they have another load that leaves on the 19th, or they got a load that's leaving like on the 15th, and then one leaves on the 7th, on 17th, then you got one that leaves on the 19th. So they give you some days in between the 19th, then you got one leaving on the 22nd, and then They got one back to back, the 22nd and the 23rd. But for the most part, they're spacing them out. So they're giving you time enough to run, make that $1,300, right? Run back, make some money, probably another $1,000 to $1,300, and then run, then run back. So what they're doing is they set up a dedicated that kind of allows you to earn about $1,300 to $1,500 per day. So that looks pretty promising. Also too. That's through Chop Transport. 410-673-1240. All right, let's check in my load board here real quick. Yeah, prices going back. You have to check your back hauls for that. And that's easily done here on direct freight. That's why we like direct freight. If you're looking at something like this, Savannah to Folkestone, right here, that's going 119 miles. You click on one of these. Let's click on one of these, Savannah to Folkestone. Click on one of them, and then you got to find your load going back. There it is right there, $600, and then it's going 100 and some odd miles. You're gonna do your reverse search. I like this. I like those reverse searches going back. And of course, you're gonna do it flatbed, flatbed tarp. You're gonna do the same thing, and then you're gonna click this right here, search for this, see what's going back the other way, and look at that. We got some freight going back. Woo! I like that. I like that. I like that. See that you pop up and see that freight. Well, see, they're telling you that you can deadhead back to Savannah, so that's not really a good option. I would not recommend that option. And let's cut down on my radius here. Let's say within 25 miles of Savannah, and let's do a deadhead of less than 50 miles and see what we come up with. Because we got to run back. Okay, so nothing that can push you within 25 miles of Savannah. Within 50 miles of Savannah, that should do it. There we go. We got one right there that picks up. You got to go 48 miles deadhead to Jacksonville. Then you're gonna run 111 miles to Riceboro, Georgia, which puts you within 50 miles of where you pick that load up at. So you can run that one. Now, that's a horrible rate. I don't even know if that's even real. That says a step deck flatbed full load and it's paying $50, 45 cents a mile. I would not recommend that. That's probably a misprint. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I pray that's a misprint. I would hate to think that a broker would put something like that on the load board and expect someone to actually call them on it and get that. So, look, you all can call on it, but I would call and just kind of let them know, hey, this is a joke, right? that's paying more than that. It's paying at least $500. It's got something like that's got to pay at least $500. I mean, I just don't see that being $50. $50 for 46 cents a mile. Come on, you can't even pay your fuel with that. So I would think that would be a joke. Let's see if we can find some more stuff here. Let's see here. Let's do this. Let's do 50 and 100 miles, and then see what we get close to Savannah. There we go. We got some more stuff here. Now, here's one right here. Actually, you don't even have to do it. Well, you got to do 100. You got to do 114 mile deadhead, and then you got 127 mile trip mile. That's kind of gonna that might bounce you out the water. No, you can do it. It's still less than 400 miles. It's still less than 400 miles, but the deadhead is gonna eat up some of your fuel. But you're getting $550, $4.33 per mile on that one, and that one's gonna put you back close to Savannah, of where you want to be. It's gonna put you within 50 miles of Savannah, back on your money load. So you can do it, go there, and then come back. But what you're basically trying to do is trying to get back to your dedicated anyway. That's what you're really trying to do. And this seems to be a dedicated, because see right there, that Townsend, this year, there it is again. And it's both on, one's on the 15th and one's on the 16th. So yeah, you can run this one and grab it. It's probably gonna be paying the same money. It's the same broker. They got the price up here, but they don't have a price down here. So you can run that. That would get you back and put $550 in your pocket. Now, I would try to negotiate that up to about 700. I would try to negotiate that up to about 700. Because if I did that, and I would try to negotiate this one up to about 700. Then that would give me about $1,400 per day. Okay, that would give me $1,400 per day, and I know I got that because both those are dedicated. One's going out, one's coming back. They're both dedicated, so that would be a good fit for $1,400 a day. Okay, which is not bad. Which is not bad. It's not the greatest in the world, but that's within your target mark. Your target mark on your dedicated run for the money per day should be between $1,200 and $2,500 a day, or $1,200 and above, $2,500 and above. But if you can get something that's $1,200 a day to $2,500 a day, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good when it comes to having that dedicated freight. You know you're going to be back in the same place every night. You know that you're not gonna have to run all over the country just trying to find freight and burn all that fuel. You know that you're gonna be able to get back home every night, definitely every weekend, instead of going out and coming home every 2-3 weeks. Okay, so that's $1,400 per day. If you can get that up, which you probably should be able to get that up to each of those about $700 each. $1,400 a day times 5 days a week, you're looking at about $7,000 before your fuel. And I'm looking at about 200-300 miles per day on your fuel there and back with your deadhead, looking at about 350 miles per day on your fuel consumption. So you got that 350 miles on average divided by 5.56. That's the mileage that the truck gets per gallon. That's going to give you 62 gallons and 63 gallons is what you're going to need to run those loads each day. So you're looking at 63 gallons. That's going to say 63 gallons times, what's that? Fuel right now fuel is coming down, y'all. Fuel is coming way down. I do believe fuel right now is almost under $4 per gallon. It's right about $4 per gallon right now on diesel. $4, $4.25, $4.15, something like that. Here in Florida and Georgia area. In some places, it's down like $3.89 here in Florida and Georgia. I know at the truck stop out here in Midway, Florida, in Tallahassee, it's $3.89. So we're gonna say $4 times $4. That's $252 a day on fuel. So that's $252 for the whole week times the whole week. $252 times 5 days. You're gonna spend only $1,260 on fuel out of that $7,000 that you made. So if you're running, and that will pay you $7,000 a week. So you got that $7,000 a week minus that $1,260. So you got $7,000 a week minus that $1,260, and that's going to give you right about $5,740 each week. That times 52 weeks in a year, and that will be a pretty. That's a decent dedicated. I like my carriers to kind of be at that 300, 350,000 minimum, upward to about 6, 7, 800,000 if I can get them there on dedicated. But that's not bad. That's not bad. You're not gonna starve, that's for sure. $289,000 a year is decent money. That's decent money, but you got to pay your taxes out of that and everything else. But if you're doing your taxes right and lowering your taxable income by taking most of your 400 and some odd deductions, which you can get if you are an owner operator, because you are self-employed and you're owner operator, you got a lot of write-offs as a truck driver. As a truck driver, owner operator, you have more write-offs than the average business owner. Okay, so really, when I was a truck driver and I made that $541,000 with the deductions that I could take, I lowered my taxable income. Listen to what I'm telling you now. As an owner operator, I was able to lower my taxable income legally through the deduction. Legally, I was able to lower my taxable income to less than $100,000. Yes, sir. And with that much expenses that I was putting on and was able to show legally, I wrote off everything. I kept receipts for everything. Every time I stopped and got food, my showers, everything. Everything. You know, even my direct TV that I had in my truck, I wrote that off because it was a business expense. My internet access, wrote that off. My computers, all the equipment inside my truck, wrote that off. All my maintenance costs, wrote that off. When I bought tires, wrote that off. When I put air in the tires, I even wrote that off. When I went in weighed in, I wrote off weighing in. You write off everything. My clothes. So I had to take clothes with me on the road. I wrote that off. You know, I mean, you can write off my phone bill. 100% of my phone bill. Wrote that off. You know, I mean, it's so much. And then there's the big stuff: fuel, truck expense, insurance, maintenance. You know, roadside assistance plan. Come on, man. There is so much stuff you can write off. It ain't even funny. So I lowered my taxable income from $541,000 to less than $100,000. Think about that. That's like being able to keep all the money that you made. So that's a big part of being a successful owner operator. You all as dispatchers should learn something about the tax deduction. Because if you can add that to your service to your owner operators, guess what? You are valuable. You are worth more money. They're not going anywhere. Why? Because it's going to make them more obligated to you to take your load. Why? Because you're helping them to save more money. So if you're helping them to save more money, when you find them a load that's quite not up to their par on the load amount, on the load fee, but you need to run them somewhere to get them to get a better load, they're less likely to bark at that. They're less likely to turn that down because they know that you are saving them money at the end of the year. Learn something about that. It's all in what you bring to the table can determine how successful you are in this industry. All right. All right. So there we have it. All right. Prices going back up. Yeah, they're going back up temporarily. Dwayne, temporarily prices will go back up if that strike happens. If that strike happens, prices will. You'll see a big jump in the freight prices for trucks because they got to move that freight. They got to reallocate that freight from the train, from the rail system down to the truck because there's nothing else in the country that can move it as affordable as those trains, and that's truck. They're not going to put it on planes because when it is put it on a plane, that's just an extra added expense. Because when you get off the plane, it still got to get put on a truck. That's the way it's going to go. So airline service, air freight is not a viable option to go from train to air and then back to a truck. No, they're just going to have a lot of trucks that will be routing to these distribution centers that are close to these train, to these rail centers. And you're gonna see a lot more routes and lanes that's gonna be popping up that's taking you to these areas of where they house this freight before they put it on the train. Because now they gotta redistribute that, they gotta reallocate that. And straight from the shipper now, instead of you taking freight from one distribution plant to a distribution plant that puts it onto a train, now they're gonna have that when you go straight to that distribution plant, you're gonna bring that load all the way. So you're cutting out. What you're going to be doing is you're cutting out the intermodal part of it. If that strike happens, the intermodal part is going to be cut out, and you're going to be running loads straight through, and trucks are going to be rerouted to lanes that are picking up near train depots and things like that, rail depots, and running the freight from there. and when they do that, that freight is going to be paying a lot more money, and you're going to have a much higher load count. All right. That's it for the load board report. That is it for the load board report. Now, I promise you all, I will talk about RBBS LLC consulting. Okay. Now, this is something new that Darren Stevens and I have partnered up on. One of the brokerage firms that we're signing up with, this company right here, Methods Logistics, and they are intermodal. Okay. This is the guy that's getting his cargo ship. He has a cargo ship. We are excited. We are excited. He's also getting his own RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Matter of fact, he mentioned to me that he's taking care of his trademark fee this Friday. And he's going to be getting his own RBBS Logistics Learning Center. He is also the gentleman that has all the approvals for the federal government funding programs and the grant program. So, and I suspect that's how he's paying for his cargo ship, a grant from the federal government, because he's a minority business owner. So he's and since we are minority business owners as well, and most of our dispatcher networks who are part of our platform, most of our students are minority business owners. So when he turns us on to this stuff, guess what we're going to do? We're going to turn you on to it too. It's about to get good up in here, right? Right? So we're gonna turn you all onto it too. So look for that because that's coming. Okay, we're gonna turn you all onto it, just like we are turned onto it. So that's gonna be great stuff. Great stuff. On top of that, since they are a new brokerage firm, they are contracted with our consulting firm. Now, for this contract and the other contract, Darren and I are going to be handling those two contracts personally, okay? But we are putting together a marketing campaign to market our consulting. We're putting together a marketing campaign to market the consulting part of what we do. We've always done consulting, and as you see here, we've done private consultations that we book at $100 per hour. But this is a different type of consulting. And this is our consulting firm. It is under the RBBS LLC consulting. So this is the consulting firm that we are now ramping up. Now, this type of consulting is corporate evaluation and a corporate mentoring type of consulting, where we will actually come in and we'll evaluate your company. We'll look at how you're running your business. We'll look at your hiring practices. We'll look at your recruiting campaign. We'll look at how you are scaling your business. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at your compensation plan to see if that's effective. To see if it's actually going to make you more money, or you're just shelling out money and you're not really retaining a lot of your money. So we're going to look at your compensation plan. We're going to look at your whole way of doing business. We're going to look at your business structure as far as what type of positions you have and who's doing those positions and what they're responsible for and how much they are responsible for. Okay, so we're going to come in and we're going to analyze that, and then we're going to break it all down and show you by the numbers how we're going to increase everything. But we're going to lower all your costs. We're going to lower all your costs, but we're going to increase your revenue. Okay? We're going to lower the workload for your staff members, your freight agents, but we're going to increase their productivity. And their money is going to increase. We're gonna, yes, that's right. We're gonna do that. We're gonna lower your overhead, but you're gonna show you how you can recruit and hire 5 times more people. So here is our goal, here is what we are going to do for young brokerage firms the first year. We're gonna come in and we're going to help them get their first batch of shipments. Yeah, we're going to help them get their ship. We're going to train their people. We're going to put together a recruiting campaign that we're going to put together that's going to bring in that first year 70 to 140 freight agents. Okay? Freight agents. But the freight agents won't be doing the entire job. We're going to break that job up into 2 positions. So therefore, they are doing less, but they have the potential of earning more, while at the same time, you as a brokerage firm is paying less in percentages from your broker's fee. Now, I know some of your probably say, well, Calvin, that don't make no sense. How's that dog go hunt? How's that dog go hunt? Well, that's part of our proprietary system. I can't share that with you because it's a secret. And that's what makes what we do so valuable. Okay, but rest assured, when we go into these brokerage firms, we're going to break it down to them, and it's going to be clear and plain to them. Wow, you mean to tell me I'm only going to pay a small percentage of my brokerage fee from each load that gets booked, instead of paying the 60% for them finding the shippers and contracting the shipper and then booking the load, and they getting 60% of that, of my 15 to 20% brokerage fee. And I'm gonna make more money, and they're gonna make more money. Yes, because everything that we do, everything that we're gonna set you up with, everything is called performance-based compensation. And it also includes residual compensation for their employees. Now, by combining those compensation strategies and the way that we're going to be doing their hiring practices and recruiting that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be pulling people from every state, from every major city, is where we're going to have our recruiting campaign. We're going to be going on in every city. We're going to have them getting on average anywhere from 60 to 150 resumes per day. That's our goal. Now, all this is going to translate into first year earnings potential that we're going to have them set up to. Our goal for their first year earning potential is to have them to earning a minimum of $2.5 million a year. Within that first year, we want to have them, so that first year or that first, the first year and then the second year, because we started off, they got no income, and then we're going to build them up to $2.5 million a year within that first year, year and a half. All right. That's great for a startup brokerage firm. That's great for a startup brokerage firm. We suspect that we'll probably hit on average, we'll be hitting $5 to $7 million a year. But we say 2.5 because we want to lower the expectations and not overpromise, but over-deliver. Okay? So that's our goal their first year. Our 5-year plan is to have them between $20 and $40 million in revenue per year. At the same time, we are still scaling their business, scaling their company, to now they've got 170, 200, 240 freight agents. Now they are able to compete competitively with a who? TQL, C.H. Robinson, Landstar Brokerage, all those big brokerage firms. Now they can compete. When they go to shippers and you approach shippers and shippers see that you got 170, 240 employees, broker agents, I'm out there, and you have them scattered all over the country. And so essentially you have branch offices all over the country, right? And those agents are going out getting shippers. Other ones are going out and contracting these fleets, small fleets, big fleets, owner operators. They're contracting them, bringing them in. So those shippers see that you have a large carrier network. And we're also going to have it set up to where you all, as independent dispatchers and owners of your own dispatch firm, and owners of your own independent brokerage firm, you can elect to come and be an independent contractor with these brokerage firms that we're going to be setting up. You can elect to be an independent contractor and perform the work for them within their company and get paid for it as an independent contractor. The RBBS Leadership Learning Center is, I'm telling y'all, we are about to, I can't find the words right now. All I can think of is blow up. I had to fall back on the Martin thing. That's all I can think of right now. We get ready to blow up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's get back over here to our YouTube people real quick and see what y'all got to say. So what y'all thought on this? Well, that's what we're doing. And our 10-year goal, which is where our contract is going to cap out at, our 10-year goal is to have them at $500 million a year or better, thus putting them in direct competition with the TQL, C.H. Robinson, and the big boys. Because currently, these small brokerage firms that are popping up, one person brokerage firm, people just get in their DOT number and their bond and stuff. And they think it's easy and they're just gonna jump in and make a whole bunch of money. And then they kind of find out they can't sign no shippers, they can't make no money, and within a year they're out of business. Where here we come, we're gonna be Captain Saver Broker. We're gonna be Captain Saver Broker. We're here to save the day. Okay, we're gonna come in, we're gonna offer our extending helping hand, and we're going to help guide those brokerage firms and structure those brokerage firms and scale those brokerage firms to where they can be competitive, where they can make money from the start and continue to raise their revenue level, exponentially every single year. Now, I can't go into telling you all exactly how that's done because that's the proprietary part. That's what people pay us for, to come in and implement this type of stuff. That's why we are getting the money that we are going to be getting. And we're not coming in and we're not going to knock your head off or anything like that, because we have a compensation option that will compensate us when we come in and we do this stuff and we get paid no money up front. Oh, what? Well, I know there are, consulting firms out there that do this type of stuff. They charge, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 upfront retainer, and they get back end money. So you're gonna come in and you're gonna do this for no money up front? Yes, we're gonna come in and we're gonna do it for no money up front. So everything that we do, so now that's one of our options. We have that option. We have an upfront, one-time payment, small, short-term contract. But for the most part, our contracts are going to be 7 and 10-year contracts, and there's no money up front. So for you small brokerage firms who don't have those resources, who don't have the finances to hire an upscale consulting firm on the level of what we're going to be doing, if you don't have that money to pay up front, don't worry about it. Because we have an option that we contract with you. We come in, we're going to make this happen for you, and we're going to grow your firm. And we only make money when you make money. So if you don't make no money, guess what? We just did a free service for you. But we're only going to make money when you make money. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. Now, with that being said, what does that mean to you all, the general public within our network? That means that as Darren and I are putting out our marketing campaign and we're getting more brokerage firms coming to us and wanting to have this service, wanting to contract with us, well, of course, Darren, now we can't go into every brokerage firm and do this ourselves. We're going to be hiring consultants. We're going to be looking for consultants. And our first pool of consultants is coming from our platform, those who are part of our subscription-based platform. So if you are currently within our platform as a student or as a dispatch firm that is paying your monthly subscription within our National Dispatch Network, if you are currently a part of our platform and you are in good standing with our platform, you can come in and we will train you on how to implement this system with these brokerage firms and how to take these contracts and do this. And we are going to be hiring you all, and we're going to be paying you some great money. Because like us, you're going to be paid a percentage of our commission or our fee, which is performance-based compensation, which means as that brokerage firm starts making more and more money, you will make more and more money. Because on average, this is what the compensation looks like for our company when we go in. Where we're going to be set up. And if we are successful at hitting our minimum goals, the very bare minimum goals, that 2.5 million a year that first year, that 20 to 40 million within 5 years, and that $500 million within 10 years. Starting out within the first 2 years, our company from doing this consulting, that's going to yield a revenue to us somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.5 million. That's about $500,000 per partner between Darren and I. Now, if you are a consultant with us and you are doing this, if we bring you on and you're doing this, that's going to give you somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple $100,000 starting out your first year with our consulting firm. And your revenue is going to go from there. Why? Because if you are successful, if we are do what we think, do what we plan to do. Remember, the bare minimum is 2.5 million. And I can't go into the details of that because that's part of our proprietary system that we have trademarked. Okay, that's part of our proprietary system that we're trademarking, and we can't, divulge that because we do that, the gig is up. All right, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so y'all look for it, be ready for it. It's coming, and it's coming real soon. Because we're contracting those first two this weekend. I think, well, next week. They're coming in as RBBS Logistics Learning Center owners this weekend, and by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, we'll be contracting with them to go ahead and go into their firm and getting them started and built up and starting our recruiting campaign and do the whole 9 yards and just revamping their entire system and bringing them to that 2.5, 20 to 40 million in 5 years, $500 million in 10 years. All right, so that's it. That's it. That's it. All right. Let me know what y'all think. I like it. If y'all think it's good, give us some fire emojis. I want to see fire all over YouTube. Give us some fire. If y'all like what we're doing and what the RBBS Logistics Learning Center is evolving into, the new RBBS Logistics Learning Center, y'all hit me up with some fire on the YouTube here. Let me know that y'all are really, really liking this and you're really, really enjoying this. So give me some feedback and let me know what y'all think about this, because I think it's great. So y'all just give me some feedback and let me know how y'all feel about it. All right. In the meantime, that's gonna do it. That's gonna about do it for the day. Look, I've had fun as always doing the Load Board Report. I thank y'all for joining in. Spread the word about the Load Board Report. Spread the word about the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and our new consulting division that we're going to be hiring. Consultants, we're going to be paying great money. We're going to be, we're going to put you on the path. We're going to put you on the path to true financial independence. So that's what it's all about. That's why you're here. That's why y'all became dispatchers. That's why you became dispatch firms and freight boats firms and all this other stuff. That's why y'all join in and follow me on YouTube and watch all this stuff and join into the training and things of that nature. But yeah, that's what we got going on. If you want to become you want to take this training platform, now's the time to do it before the price goes up, because the price is going up. It is going up. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't come to me, a month from now or 6 weeks from now and say I want to sign up, but I didn't know the price had jumped up to $2,400. Well, whether you know or not, that's what it's going to. All right. So if you want to get signed up now. Okay. Get signed up now before we get these approvals, before we get this government funding, before we do all that, get all that stuff. Because once that happens, it is going up. I'm telling you all it is. Okay, I'm telling you it is. It's going up. Okay. And those of you who are already in, you're good. Why? Because the monthly subscription is not going to change. The monthly subscription is still going to stay at $39.95 per month. But the entry level fee, the enrollment fee, is going up considerably. And deservedly so. That's a lot to say. Well, rolling on the tongue and everything, but it's going up and it is deserved. All right. So thank you all. I appreciate you all. I look forward to seeing more of you all and things that we got going on. So that's it. Bye, everybody. Y'all have a great day. This is Calvin signing off for the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. See y'all next time.